Commentary of the Book of Revelation by Brother Cecil J. DeSille. Revelation chapter 1 verse 1. The revelation of Jesus Christ, which God gave unto him, to shew unto his servants things, which must shortly come to pass, and he sent and signified it by his angel unto his servant John. In the first verse, we see that Jesus did not have the fullness of the revelation of Christ until God gave it to him. Please note that Christ, the eternal second person of the Godhead, the Son, came to earth and inhabited a body that was naturally born of Mary. The angel that visited Mary spoke in Hebrew, or Aramaic, which language Mary spoke, and named him Yeshua. We call him Jesus, which really is not his name, but a transliteration of the word. Yeshua is Hebrew. In Latin, there is no ye, so they put G. Then for the Hebrew letter, shin, they use the Latin S. The Latin nominative ending is a, so we have Jesus. The strange part is that this is a heathenish sound. He was first called Jesus by the very people who crucified him. Pilate ordered that his name should be written in Latin Jesus, in Greek Isis, and in Hebrew Yeshua. See John 19:19 and 20. We believe God gave Jesus the fullness of the revelation of Christ in the Garden of Gethsemane. The proof of this is in the fact that he said, in Luke 20:42, Father, if thou be willing, remove this cup from me. Nevertheless not my will, but thine be done. We find the will of the Christ in Jesus at that time was slightly different from that of the Father, though it had the same aim. In other words, the will in Jesus Christ wanted to finish the job at Calvary and finish off the enemy of our souls. But the Father's will for him was Calvary. When he uttered the words, "It is finished," man's redemption was complete. This opened the door for the church to come into Christ-likeness. And then will all creation be set free. See Romans 8:19-23. We should note here that Christ, when he received the human body, which was prepared for him, laid aside his omniscience, his omnipresence, his omnipotence, and his God powers. It is safe, therefore, to assume that Christ in Jesus was not all-knowing, not all-seeing, and not all-powerful, and he did not understand all things. This fact gives us an understanding as to why Jesus prayed thus in the garden before his crucifixion, and why, on the cross, the man Jesus cried in a strange and unknown language, with a loud voice saying, Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani, that is to say, my God, why hast thou forsaken me? It was the man Jesus who cried and not the Christ. Since the Christ said that Christ had left Jesus, Christ must fulfill himself in the church, and the church must have the full revelation of Jesus Christ.
The revelation of Jesus Christ in a people.
The revelation of Jesus Christ, therefore, cannot be to an individual, but it must be within the person and within a body of people. Jesus Christ is revealing himself within man, so that there will be many children of Christ in the earth. In other words, Christ will multiply himself. In Isaiah 53:10, we understand that Jesus Christ would have children, and we know that God's plan from the very beginning was to have children. God said that he would walk in man and talk in man, and the man should be his people and he would be their God. This promise is found in Jeremiah chapter 31 verse 33, Hebrews 8:10, and many other passages. This is the most repeated promise of the whole Bible. At this point in time, Jesus Christ is revealing himself within us. He must be fully revealed in us before Jesus Christ can come from the skies. The thought of Jesus coming from the skies is scriptural. Acts 1:11, this same Jesus, which is taken up from you into heaven, shall so come in like manner as ye have seen him go into heaven. Nevertheless, this same Jesus, which is coming from the skies, must be revealed in us. Therefore, when he comes, we shall be like him, for we shall see him as he. 1 John 3 verse 2. God showed Jesus a revelation of Jesus Christ, and step by step he is showing us the same revelation. There is a special blessing on all those who read or hear the words of this prophecy and believe the things that they hear. See Revelation 1 verse 3. In sending the messages to the 7 churches of Asia, the Apostle John speaks of the 7 spirits of God. The churches are typical of all the churches of the ages. Therefore, God has sent 7 spirits to preside over the function of these churches, giving each the opportunity of overcoming. I suppose Satan also has set his 7 spirits over these churches to counteract the work of the Spirit of God, just as Judas was set in the midst of the 12 to counteract Jesus Christ himself. Satan's plan is to cause the churches to transgress the word of God. We will discuss this in a future chapter. In Revelation 1 verse 5, Jesus is described as 1. The faithful witness, 2. The first begotten of the dead, and 3. Prince of the kings of the earth. The word witness here is martys, martyr. Hebrews 5 verse 8 and 9, though he were a son, yet learned he obedience by the things which he suffered, and being made perfect, he became the author of eternal salvation unto all them that obey him. Jesus Christ was the pattern, Son. He was a prototype of the sons of God, which should come to be in the earth. Those who are reborn through his blood will be just like him, and be human beings manifesting God just as he did. As he laid down his life, so the sons of God will lay down their lives. The first begotten of the dead tells us there will be many other begotten from the dead who will live on the earth just as Christ did. Romans 8:29 says, many sons will be conformed to the image of his Son. Prince of the kings of the earth means his sons. Jesus Christ will inherit the kingdoms of the world, and he will make his sons kings. Since he is their king, he will be King of kings. Exodus 19 verse 6a. And you shall be unto me a kingdom of priests and a holy nation.